Heartbreak last night as Rangers failed to get a positive result against Athletic Bilbao, which sees us eliminated from the Europa League and denying any chance of silverware this season. In today's video, we have some interesting 49ers takeover news to share. We will look into this in today's video, whilst also going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, James Tavernier wants Barry Ferguson to get the Rangers job on a permanent basis. The 47-year-old was appointed interim head coach at the end of February following Philippe Clermont's dismissal. Ferguson has led Rangers to the quarter-finals of the Europa League and helped his team to a memorable 3-2 victory over Celtic at Parkhead. Tavernier, who has served as skipper throughout Ferguson's brief stint in charge so far, wants him to stick around long-term. "I've been really happy since Barry came in," he said. "He steadied the ship with us, with the demand he's put on us. He obviously knows the DNA of the club with the staff he's got. It's not my decision, but I'd love to have Barry for next season. Even tactically, with Neil McCann and Billy Dodds, they're a great group who get right behind the boys. It's obviously not up to me, but it would be great to see them around next season." Ferguson himself has remained coy whenever asked about his ambitions to take the Rangers job permanently. His side exited the Europa League after a 2-0 defeat to Athletic Club in Spain's Basque region. Oyhan Sante and Nico Williams were on target for the hosts. Rangers had a considerable penalty appeal waved away in the opening 45 minutes. Whistler Yelto didn't give a penalty, but spoke to the Rangers captain after the incident. "The referee said there was little in it," revealed Tavernier. "But you saw his top, and it was ripped. It's one of those. It goes for you, or it goes against you. I've got to give the boys credit for the energy they put into the game." Now, in some interesting 49ers takeover news. As the Scottish Premiership season nears its conclusion, Rangers supporters are keeping a close eye on developments off the pitch as much as on it. The much-anticipated takeover by 49ers Enterprises, the investment arm of the San Francisco 49ers NFL franchise, is inching closer to completion, and many within the Ibrox faithful are hopeful that fresh ownership could mark the beginning of a new era of ambition and competitiveness. The American group, who already hold a controlling stake in English Championship club Leeds United, agreed a deal in principle to become majority shareholders at Rangers back in March. The final stages of the process are now reportedly underway, raising expectations of a tighter alignment between the two historic clubs, possibly paving the way for strategic collaboration, shared resources, and talent exchanges. For Rangers fans, the timing feels critical. With their team trailing rival Celtic in the title race, the arrival of fresh investment could offer renewed optimism in the bid to bridge the gap with their Glasgow neighbours. However, amid the hope and anticipation, troubling concerns have been raised regarding the prospective owner's grasp of the unique cultural and social dynamics that surround Rangers Football Club. Former Aberdeen Chief Executive Keith Wyness, who also held senior leadership roles at Everton and Aston Villa, has sounded a note of caution after speaking with sources close to the situation at Ibrox. Wines expressed his unease about the 49ers' current approach, suggesting that the American investors are viewing the takeover purely through a business lens, without a full appreciation for the club's deeply rooted history and the intense emotional connection of its support. "I'm hearing some very interesting things from my sources at Rangers this week," Wines revealed. "They're saying that the 49ers are looking at this like a business transaction. They don't really get what they're going into, in terms of the fans, the sectarian situation, and the religious connotations." Wines warned that Rangers is not just another football club in a commercial portfolio, but a complex institution intertwined with Scotland's socio-political fabric. The Rangers fan base have a massive passion. "It's alright to see it occasionally, but you've really got to live in it and get to know it if you're going to invest like this," he said. "It's an unusual beast, and it's very powerful. What I'm hearing is that the 49ers don't quite understand that side of it. For a club like Rangers, with over 150 years of history and one of the most fervent fan bases in the world, any incoming ownership must navigate not only the financial and sporting aspects of stewardship, but also the intense cultural significance that surrounds Ibrox. Weinz's comments highlight the potential disconnect between American sports investment models and the entrenched traditions of European football institutions. While the 49ers' involvement could unlock much-needed capital and open new commercial doors, Rangers supporters, fiercely loyal and deeply invested in the identity of their club, will be watching closely to see whether the new owners truly grasp the values, rivalries, and responsibilities that come with leading one of the most storied names in world football. In other news, Ali McCoy says it's embarrassing Rangers weren't given a penalty against Athletic Club after Cyril Dessers had his shirt pulled in the box. The striker looked to latch onto a ball in behind the host's defense, and his shirt was grabbed and swiftly ripped. Bosnian referee Irfan Pielto didn't give a spot kick, and VAR deemed there to be no wrongdoing. Rangers legend McCoist wasn't at all happy with how things unfolded. "That's a penalty," he said. "He has every right to be unhappy. I'm not sure which part of that isn't a penalty. It's embarrassing. What a state of affairs. It's an absolute embarrassment. Holy smokes." Dessers was later booked for his protests after the incident. The game at the time was poised to end 0-0. Rangers wore a different shirt sponsor than usual for the match. Unibet is usually printed on the front of the players' jerseys, although last night Team Talk featured on the front of their shirts after Unibet donated their regular sponsorship space to the Rangers Charity Foundation initiative. Team Talk supports men's physical and mental well-being through the power of football. John Joyce of Rangers Charity Foundation said, "I would say to any man who is feeling as if they're on their own, get yourself involved with the Team Talk program. There is still a stigma attached to men talking about what problems they may have, but we see that lifting when they become involved with the project. It's a safe, inclusive and welcoming space for men, all while using football and Rangers as a familiar hook." Finally, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has stated that book is closed, as he revealed he would not be interested in a return to Rangers. The former Ibrox boss was quizzed on whether he could be tempted back to the club under new ownership when the takeover to see 49ers Enterprises take a major stake in the club goes through. But the Dutch manager was firm in his response, as he vowed he would only be back at Ibrox as a supporter in the future and not back in the dugout. Van Bronckhorst was a pundit on TNT Sports for the second leg of the Europa League quarter-final between Athletic Bilbao and Rangers when he made the confession. Asked about whether he'd be interested in the Rangers post should he be a contender to become the new permanent boss, Van Bronckhorst said, "No. For me, that book is closed. Maybe as a fan, but no." But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.